Alright folks, Pachini's 88, we are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. Let's head on to the next case. Oh, thank goodness we rescued Leonardo da Vinci from the Spanish Inquisition, Ace. We need his help to fix our time machine. Of course, we had to tell him that we're from the future and let him into the time machine. And I will help fix the machine, not to worry. Besides, I love to study your futuristic contraptions. But first, I need to finish the mural King Francis commissioned for his beautiful castle and chamber. We understand, Signor da Vinci. Call me Leonardo, please. Okay, well, Leonardo, from what I've read, the King of France is a true Renaissance royal, a lover of the arts. You'll be safe from the Inquisition here, and hopefully you'll have some time to think about our time machine code while you paint. You are kind people now. I must go prepared, but you should have a nice walk around the gardens. I feel bad. I missed the second half because I didn't get enough cash, and then last time I can't remember what was wrong with that. Oh yeah, I didn't get cash in time. So, oh, I guess I changed to Kian. Alright. Well, you look like you're dead. Where's the harp? Well, the carriage is easy, and there's the harp back there. Well, Ace, if we have to wait for Leonardo to finish his mural, we might as well enjoy the Oh no, the man in the fountain, he's dead. It looks like he was stabbed 3 times. In the throat, the heart, and the stomach. Ew. Well, if he's out here in the garden, could he be part of the royal court of King Francis? Hey, did we hear our name called? Oh no, Tripoli. Whoa there. Who are you? Oh, you're your majesty. Do you know this man? Yes, this is Tripoli, our court jester. We can't believe he's dead. This is horrible. But you are the Swiss guard who brought Leonardo to Chambord. Therefore, we shall trust you to capture the cruel cur who killed Triboulet. Your Majesty, it would be a great honor to serve you in this capacity. But please, sit and rest for now. We will ask you, Your Highness, some questions about Triboulet in a moment. Oh, great, Ace. Not more royalty. Dealing with kings and queens was the one course in my time travel training that I almost flunked. It's always Your Highness this and Your Majesty that. Why can't we just call him Frank? And don't get me started on the way they talk. Nah, because Frank is a whole nother ballgame. You're right, Ace. I'll have to put my sentences together. King Francis is charged with the duty of solving the murder of his jester. The jester's staff is in pieces. If you reconstruct it, we may be able to get a clue about Tribulet's murder. Now, Leonardo's not the only one with a job to do in Chambord. We must solve this murder. I know nothing of King Francis I at all. But anyways, guys, oh, you know what? I do have a star. Let's see what we can do with this. Ah, poor Triboulet, our old friend. Where will we find anyone to match his wit? Your Majesty, we're sorry to intrude on your grief, but may we ask, did Triboulet have any enemies? Oh no, not a one. All who were invited to our humble hunting retreat in Chambord loved him dearly. You are free to search all of Chambord for the belligerent boor who's destroyed the mirth of our castle. Triboulet spent most of his time in our banquet hall, so you may want to start there. Now, a statement must be prepared for the town crier to inform Chambord of Triboulet's passing. We must go to the banquet hall to search for more clues, Ace. Whenever I see a jester, I think of the Court Jester with Danny Kaye. Movie from, gosh, a long time ago. Probably a 40s or 50s movie. But the Court Jester, I love it. It's a great movie. I'll IMDb it in a bit. Oh shoot. Handbag, potted plant, locked box, crescent moon, crown, and a cushion. Right? Nope, that's not a cushion. That's a cushion. So Ace, this is a banquet hall? Not too shabby. Victim also spent most of his time in the hall, according to King Francis. So did you find anything interesting clues? If you think that fancy wooden box could be hiding something, I say we should go to get to unlocking it. And what's with this cushion? It almost looks like a dog bed, and it's done up in the same colors and fabrics as the jester's clothing. Could it be the victim's seat? Don't tell me the king expected the jester to sit on the floor like a dog. Well, in any case, Ace, there seems to be a slippery substance on the cushion. We'll need a sample. One thing is for certain, we must find Tribulet's killer. We're on a mission for the king. Alright, so I'll see you guys after I grab some stars. It's been Pitching Ace 88. Au revoir. Alright folks, Pitching Ace 88, we are back. We're going to examine this broken staff. And we just, if you guys are just watching the abridged version, we just watched the America's Got Talent Cody Lee. Oh man, Waterworks. Waterworks were out in full effect. We pieced together the jester's staff. It's unlikely that the victim broke one of his only possessions. This must be the killer's handiwork. We should get the staff to Theo right away. Why the killer? Why can't it just be someone that was upset about him? Yeah, because of that video, we're all talking about crying and getting emotional. Because when I watched that first video, tears, just absolute tears coming down my face. Like, to the point that it was like, whoa. It was quite a bit of tears. That fancy wooden box is open. What's inside, Ace? A hairbrush? It's time to lock one of those up. But there seems to be some writing on the paddle of the brush. I'll grab her dusting kit. Well, one thing you gotta know is that the mom knows everything about you. So even if you think you're hiding stuff, you're not. The mom knows everything. Amazing how much my mom, like, just knew, even though as much as I tried to keep it, like, hidden or whatnot. Same we took from the jester's cushion. Looks like it's ready for an inspection under the microscope. And we're doing a lot of stuff, I feel like. You know what we're doing right here now is we're doing a lot of investigating this stuff. We're not actually meeting people. I think in other times usually you meet people, and that's where all your stars go in the first like chapter. And this is where we will. Lady Anne. Well, the writing on the paddle of the hairbrush reads Lady Anne in English. Lady Anne. The only English Anne we know is Anne Boleyn. What? Why is she here? And now that the Queen of England is dead, what is Anne Boleyn doing in France? The two countries are at war. Better to ask Lady Anne what exactly she's doing here. Oh, she's got some sort of a rash. I don't even know if I have like sad songs that I listen to. I'm trying to think of songs that would make me get. I'm not. I mean, I'm older, so a lot of you guys are younger. So when you guys get older, you realize that you know, when you were younger, you made a big deal about a lot of things, but really there wasn't that big of a deal about stuff. So when you're younger, you're a little bit more emotional because you believe that everything is, you know, so big and such a big deal, but it's most of the time it's really not. So that substance on the jester's cushion was pig fat soap. Ew, gross. Not very helpful. Pig fat soap, of course. That's very helpful, Ace. Hey, Leonardo, I thought you were supposed to be working on your mural. I am, but luckily for you, I forgot some of my art supplies here in the machine. So I can tell you that the pig fat soap you found is used by the maid assigned to the banquet hall. The maid's name is Gilia Labone. Such a pain, that one. She's forever getting that soap on everything. Last time I was here, she even cleaned part of my mural off the wall. It looks like we need to talk to Gilia Labone. Since her soap was found on his cushion, she may have known the victim well. Yeah, I mean, you guys are talking about, like, betrayal. I don't know. Again, I was an introvert. I didn't have any friends. So if someone said something bad, I just didn't care. So I was like, okay, we're not friends anymore. I'm good. Moving on. Hey, Lady Anne, what are you doing here in France? Being trained. Apparently my manners aren't good enough. Ridiculous. And how are you coping with death so close at hand right here at Chambord? Well, death? Whose? The King Jester's Tribulate was murdered. Did you not hear it? Oh, whatever. Tribulate concerns me only slightly less than the war does. A mere jester. Wow. Can you tell us anything about the victim? Did he get on someone's bad side? I paid him no heed. I never did understand why a refined man such as King Francis would tolerate a fool like Tribulate. Oh, is it smallpox scars? Interesting. Gilead, we have some questions about the court jester Tribulate. What would I know about that clown? I'm not in the royal court, am I? I just clean up after them. Well, you do know that Tribulate was murdered today in the garden, right? Oh, is murder what the town crier was going on about? Then I guess there won't be any dancing here tonight. Dieu merci. You seem totally untouched by this poor man's death. Poor man? He didn't have to clean up after feasts, so why should I feel sorry for him? Now, if you'll excuse me, that Italian artist guy is back getting his mess everywhere, so I have even more work. The fun never stops. Dude, it's a mural. Leave him alone. Let him paint. Hey, greetings, Ace. I had a look at the victim's staff that you pieced together. Did you know that jesters use their staffs as ventriloquist dummies? That way nobody could accuse the jester of having made an offensive joke himself. That makes sense. Yeah, we're pretty sure the killer broke it. Did you find any clues? Well, you bet the killer left traces of goose fat and liver all over the staff. They certainly enjoyed their foie gras. I think that's what it's called. Hey, fancy pants killer? Well, they better eat their foie gras and be merry before punishment is meted out. Well, we're dealing with royalty. Of course they're going to be snobby. I mean, that might rule out the maid. Hey, Zara, you're right on time. I made some jester cookies. Oh, those look delicious. Janice, I'm sure your new morgue-baked cookies taste amazing, but this is really time for snacks. Oh, come on, Zara. We need a little humor around here to ease the tension. Besides, this jester has told his last joke. Somebody has to pick up the slack. Anyway, as you surmise, he was stabbed 3 times. One to the neck, in the heart, and in the stomach. Any idea of the weapon used? Oh, yes. It was a sword, but wasn't the sword used in this period? Ace's murder was committed by a rapier. A rapier is a much thinner blade. It was introduced with the new sport of fencing, which had recently been imported from Italy. So since the killer knew their way around a rapier, it's safe to say that they are not unfamiliar with fencing. Excellent work. I'll try to remember to yell touche when Ace nabs this fencing killer. It went boom, boom, boom. Ace rescued Da Vinci from the Spanish Inquisition and brought him to King Francis for protection. But then he found the king's jester Tribulate, dead, and from multiple stab wounds on the king's castle ground. No one seems to have seen anything, least of all King Francis himself, but he's charged us with solving his murder. And Anne Boleyn claims to be in France for finishing school, and it's clear that she didn't pay much mind to the jester. O ye, guards, I have got news for you. The king's jester is alive. He's alive? Good thing I grabbed all these stars. I can go straight on to chapter 2. I'll see you guys then. Where the court jester is alive. Town crier, you said Tribulete's alive. Well, that's impossible. You must be mistaken. No mistake. I saw Tribulate with my own eyes near the musketeer barracks. Wait a minute. How can Tribulate be alive, Ace? We need to get to the bottom of this. Let's go to the musketeer barracks. That means someone's trying to fill in his place. Yeah, I thought it was S.H.I.E.L.D. I told him that made sense. It makes perfect sense. So the town crier said that he just seen Tribulette here alive. There's no sign of anyone fitting the victim's description here, eh? If you think that wooden chest might help us understand what's going on, you need to unlock it. And you're right, something could be used in that laundry basket too. We better rummage through it. Now, those pieces of metal looks like some kind of jewelry. You'll need to piece together to be sure. We know that Tribulette cannot possibly be alive, but hopefully these clues will help us figure out what's going on. Interesting. Alright, so we got 3, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4. 3, 7, 7, 4, 4. 3, 9, 3, 7, 4. We managed to open the wooden chest, and it's full of swords, but one sword is covered in blood, and this sword's thinner than the others, just like the rapier Janice and Penelope said it was used to kill the victim. This sword could be the murder weapon. Let's get it to Theo. I would probably bet quite a bit of money that when you find a bloody sword near where the victim died, that it is the murder weapon, but I could be wrong. Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh. Pieces of metal turn out to be a locket. And look, there's a small painting of Tribulette. But who's this other guy? They look almost identical except for their clothing. Could it be that Tribulette had a twin brother? This would explain why the town crier thought he saw the jester alive and well. You're right, it's better to check this face against the town records to be sure. I love it. I love it. I love that that image, that shocked image. What's that shocked image say again? What the? Yeah. What the? That could be the oh snap. We need to make like an oh snap one. The flask you found in the musketeer clothing has a name on it, Alexander. Could the wineskin basket belong to the only musketeer we know, Alexander Grimsborough? Oh great, he's back? He was a suspect in the murder of the Queen. He's the musketeer that Penelope has a huge crush on. No, I mean, not a bad looking guy. Alexander Grimsborough is in the chamber. We should speak with him. He may be able to help. Penelope should talk to him. According to these documents, Tribulette was born Nicholas Ferriol, and he did have a twin named Charles. This backs up what we saw in the locket. Charles Ferriol looks exactly like his brother. It seems Charles Ferriol left Chambers some years ago, but he must be back in town. He must have been the person that the town crier saw. We must find this Charles Ferriol and find out what he knows about his brother's demise. He might have killed his brother because he wanted his job, which is weird because I don't think it's a great job, but... Let's talk to Duvro, though. Ah, guard Ace. Delighted to see you again. My darling Penelope has told me about your prowess at solving crimes. And speaking of Penelope, did she get my letter? What did she say? I'm sure she'll tell you herself, but we need to speak with you about something else. Did you hear that Tribulette, the king's jester, was run through with a rapier and killed? Someone murdered Tribulette? Why would anyone do that? So you did know him. Well, I knew of him, of course. Those boys at the barracks loved his jokes. Tribulette kept the king happy, while soldiers like me kept his highness safe. We respected each other's work. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go to my daily fencing practice. Good point, Floor. Good point. How does these 52 old guys do a handstand? Excuse us, are you Charles Ferriol, twin brother to Nicholas Ferriol, also known as Triboulet? I am. Guards, I've just heard my brother's murder and I'm devastated. My dear brother and I haven't seen much of each other. Our lives took us down different paths. He became the king's jester and I, a tax collector in Aquitaine. I had just arrived in chamber today to deliver these taxes to the king. I was looking forward to seeing my brother after such a long while. I even brought him the tastiest foie gras that you can imagine as a gift. But I sensed something was wrong. The twin bond, you see. But I never imagined it would be murder. Well, Mr. Ferriol, we also want justice for your brother's murder. If you hear anything, please find us and let us know. I think the blue is definitely a clue, and I think that he killed him. I think twin brother. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I think he did. For about a fencing ace? Oh, whoa. First archery, now fencing. Did your fancy pants family ever let you play anything normal like basketball, Theo? Normal? Of course. I'm an ace at polo. Figures. So, do you have anything useful to tell us about the sword Ace found? Well, the good news that this rapier found is indeed the murder weapon. The victim's blood was all over it. And was the killer kind enough to leave anything else behind on it? Well, I'll take over from here, Theo. The rapier was specially handcrafted, which makes sense since this type of sword was relatively new in the Renaissance. But what's astonishing is the handguard metal has been designed for a left-handed person. And not being right-handed was seen as a devilish thing in this period, and this killer is left-handed. Well, the killer was definitely devilish, but not for being left-handed. We need to find more clues if we want to catch them. Let's go back to the castle's banquet hall, Ace. Oh no, I'm left-handed. I don't have a blue spot on my shirt, but it's early in the day. I may have had one yesterday. The boys could have done that to me. Ooh, macaroons. Those look great. Alright, so I don't see anything. Obviously, that's a clue. Oh, there's the cloak. It's back here. Red, faded paper, and then buckets back there. Ace, you're back in the castle. Did you come to see the mural? It's coming along, but you can't rush genius. Now, we're back to search for clues. I believe Ace has found some in the banquet hall. I made that mistake. I see. Well, that parchment you found looks very official. It has the wax seal of King Francis. You're right, but I can't make anything else on the parchment. I'll grab your dusting kit, Ace. We wouldn't want to bother the king for nothing. And those juggling clubs have a T on them, and jesters do juggle. They must have belonged to Triboulet. What are those little pieces of white fabric all over the cubs? We need to get a sample. I do hope that you can find Triboulet's killer. King Francis was very attached to him, and is terribly sad over his loss. Don't worry, Leonardo. Ace will catch the killer and deliver the killer to the king. I can juggle too. I can juggle pretty well. I mean, not pretty well. I can juggle 3 balls. But I can do it for a long period of time, and I'm, you know, I do it sometimes when I was bored when I was playing baseball, so that's how I got started with them. Ace, do you have a sample of those white fabric pieces from the victim's juggling clubs? Orlando will know what to make of them. Oh, a royal decree. You uncover the writing on the parchment. Hold on, according to the translator, this parchment says the king is ordering Triboulet's execution. But King Francis loved his jester. What could have made him so angry that he wanted to execute him? We will have to navigate our next encounter with his royal majesty very carefully, but we must ask him about what this order to execute the jester is all about. Huh. That must have been, my guess is the jester said something that he didn't like. Hello, Ace. I got that sample you sent, but first I have a question for you. Have you seen Penelope? No, we haven't seen her since the autopsy when she told us about the history of fencing in France. Well, she's been in a daze ever since she met that dashing musketeer. If you can see her, can you tell her to get back to work? Of course. What about that sample of fabric from the jester's juggling clubs? Any idea what it was? Yes, it's English tatted lace, or at least it was before it was ripped to shreds. English lace? How can you tell? Well, English tatting is done with a throw around the shuttle needles instead of using picking motion as the French do. English lace in France. This lace must belong to Anne Boleyn. Good call, Ace. Lady Anne claimed to have nothing to do with the victim, yet her lace was on his juggling clubs. We need to get to the bottom of this. Interesting. Have you found the villainous vole who killed the joy of Chambord? We shall sign the writ of execution immediately. We're still investigating, your extreme serene highness. But speaking of execution orders, we found a writ of execution that you signed for Triboulet. Well, of course, we threatened to execute him. His japs and jibs were hitting a little too close to home. And we must live up to our motto, Nutrisco et extinguo, nourish the good and punish the bad. We asked Triboulet how he wished to die, and he said of old age. Even facing death, he made a joke. We laughed so hard, we almost choked on our foie gras. It was so amusing we didn't have the heart to execute him anymore. We still can't believe that he's gone. We can't even bring ourselves to go fencing today. Excuse us. Oh, poor King Francis. But yeah, Ace, I noticed it too. His Majesty's held his quill with his left hand. We better note it down. Whoa, he just got... Boom! Goes the dynamite. He just got 3 of those. Lady Anne, you did not having anything to do with Triboulet before, yet your lace was all over his juggling clubs. Thank you very much for bringing up an unpleasant incident. One evening, Triboulet stole my plate of foie gras. When I caught up with him, he grabbed me and lifted up my skirts for a laugh. Then he spanked my bum right in front of King Francis. Whoa, that's not funny. I agree, and that's why I lost my temper and bit his leg to break free. My lace was ripped to pieces, but I was able to grab his stupid juggling clubs and hit him right where it counts, and that got a laugh. Oh, Lady Anne, what a fighting spirit. But even if the victim's behavior warranted a strong response, I hope you left it at that for your sake. Ace, we still don't know who stabbed Triboulet, the jester with the rapier. And King Francis seems very sad, but he did intend to execute Triboulet. I thought he was a man of reason with a love of the arts. He wouldn't just haul off and execute his jester. Maybe the jester did go too far with his jokes. Lady Anne had a physically violent encounter with Triboulet before the entire court. And did this situation escalate? What a shock to discover the victim had a twin brother. Hey, Guard Ace, forgive me for the intrusion, but I have news. I have found Triboulet's killer. Of course you have. Yes, you can go see Penelope. Penelopex? I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in Chapter 3. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Over and out. Alright, folks, Pitching Ace 88, we are back. Let's head on to Chapter number 3. Ace, we still don't know who stabbed Triboulet, the jester with a rapier. We need to know to wrap this up. That's right. Alexander believes that he's found his killer. It's Gilia? Wait, what? You think Gilia killed Triboulet? Do you have any proof? Oh, simple. I caught the maid stealing from His Royal Highness, and if she has the audacity to steal from King Francis, who knows what else she would have done. She's being detained at the barracks for your interrogation. Well, Ace, it's a big jump from theft to murder, even if Gilia did steal from the king, but it does warrant a chat. Ooh, murder is no joke. I'm going to quickly refresh this because that thing is going slow. Alright, well, we're gonna actually restart this whole thing because everything is bad. There we go. There we go. Should be a lot faster now. Yep, tons faster. Gilead, it's come to our attention that you were caught stealing from His Royal Majesty King Francis. Is there anything else you have to tell us? Well, might as well admit it. This isn't the first time I've been one caught stealing from the king. Tribulette also saw me pocket a candlestick once. Did Tribulette threaten to reveal your theft? No, Tribulette wasn't like that. He never trusted me. He just gave me one of his teasing smiles. That smile meant he knew what I was doing, and there was no telling what Tribulette might joke about in front of the king. So, did you make sure Tribulette wouldn't say a word by silencing him forever? No, I swear I didn't kill him. I just couldn't keep my hands off the silver. That's all. But I'll never steal again. You will. That would be wise. Now return to the castle. We won't report you to the king this once, but if you are proved guilty of murder, all bets are off. I agree, Ace. Now that she's gone, we should have another look around these barracks. I think, for me, Luther was way more a psychological thriller than it was actual gore. So I don't think there's that much gore. I'd have to, there's a website you can go to see what the gore rating is, I think, for TV shows. I honestly have no idea what it is. But I think it's, each season's like 5 episodes, so it's not, I'm totally going and watching season 4 and season 5 for sure. The missus might not be able to watch it though, because basically she said anything with that affected kids or had to do with like families and like serial killers or anything like that, she doesn't want to watch. So Luther's out. I know there's a couple episodes in there that are pretty disturbing. Ace, if you think this torn paper could be important, you should definitely piece it back together. There's something hidden in that haystack. Oh, wait, Astro, Theo's robot. What's he doing outside the time machine? I hope no one saw him. Astro must have snuck out, Ace. He's probably programmed to hide when his battery gets low, so we went into the haystack. Do you remember how to unlock Astro when he's like this? Theo showed me once, but I totally forgot. You're not even listening to Theo. Jai, you watched... Again, I would put the disclaimer that if you were going to watch Luther, you need to be at least like 21 years old. There are themes and stuff that are done in that I feel like you need to not be young. It is not a show for young people at all. This letter was signed by Charles, and the victim's birth name was Nicholas. This letter was sent to Tribulette. I'll scan and see what this is all about. Oh my gosh, that's harsh. This letter says that Nicholas is no longer considered part of his birth family. But Charles Ferriol claimed that he couldn't wait to see Tribulette. Was it all a lie? We need to speak to Charles Ferriol about disowning his brother right away. Yeah, Jai, don't watch Luther. You're too young for that. Oh look, Astro's little eyes are blue again. I wonder if Astro recorded something before he powered down. We better sneak him back to Theo in the time machine. Sorry, we're doing a criminal case, and I know Luther is a crime thing, but it's not family friendly. It's not kid friendly at all. Mr. Ferriol, we found the letter you sent to your brother. Were you disowning him? You must understand, my brother's joking was growing increasingly dangerous. King Francis had taken offense at one of my brother's jokes. He could have turned his anger against our whole family. It was even tougher for me being his twin brother. Moved away from Chambord on purpose, but such was the fame of Nicholas' risky japes, I couldn't hide from the king's temper forever. I took fencing lessons to protect myself, but I'm not very good. It's hard to find the correct equipment when you're left-handed. Well, we knew that the king made a writ of execution for Tribulette, so your concerns weren't unfounded. And being in Chamfer as a twin brother of your jester, you must have feared for your life. Maybe you were afraid enough to kill your own brother. No, I left the matter to my quill, not the sword. Even with the trouble he caused, I wouldn't spill my twin brother's blood. Sure. I watched like the first 4 seasons of NCIS, but that was back. That was a while ago. Honestly, within the last like 5 to 7 years, I can't watch formulaic TV shows anymore. Thank goodness it was you who found Astro Ace. Stealth mode must have overheated him. What was he doing out of the time machine anyway? Well, Orlando wanted me to send Astro to the barracks to look for Penelope. I know it's a violation of the rules, but as long as Amy doesn't find out, at least your heart was in the right place. And Astro's okay? Fine as can be now. In fact, he managed to record a little something before he hid and powered down. Check it out. That old fool, Tribulette, he thought he could just take whatever he wanted, but he paid for his mistake. I gave him no choice. That fool learned the hard way, didn't he, Treffle? No one messes with Alexander Duvreau. Whoa. Wait, what? Alexander said that he admired Tribulette, but now he learned that they had an issue? The dashing musketeer said something about making the victim pay. This doesn't look good. We must find him and ask him about the problem he had with the victim. Sure as heck sounds like a confession, but we can't use that in court. Can't provide Astro. Alexander, we heard a rumor that you had words with Tribulette. King Francis entrusted me with a very important mission, but that fool Tribulette took it from me before I could deliver it. A missive? What was it about? Ha, as if I would tell you that. All I can tell you is that losing something of such importance could have cost me my life. And did you take Tribulette's life to get it back? Nah, he was dodging, idiot. I distracted him with my right hand and then punched him with my much stronger left-handed hook. He promised me all the foie gras I could eat if I would stop, then handed me the missive. That was the last I saw of him. Haste, we're close, but not close enough. We must find Tribulette's killer, said King Francis at ease. We know that Alexander and Tribulette came to blows over a mysterious missive, and the Gilead may have killed the jester cover-up for thieving. What about his brother Charles? He wanted to cut ties with the victim forever, but did he mean that literally? You're right, it's the only way we solve this murder is to return to the crime scene. Last 2 clues. So you got the jester's hat, obviously. Officer 2. Wheelbarrows, obviously 1. Croissant. It's right here. And the French horn is here. Boom, shakalaka. How is that not? Anyways. That must be Tribulette's hat, Ace. What was that purple stain on it? We need a sample. And if you think something's hiding in that wheelbarrow, let's have a dig through. We're close to catching his killer, and all the answers are here in the clues. We already know that it's going to be the blue mark on their shirts. You have a sample of that purple substance from the jester's hat. Let's get it to Theo, Ace. Yeah, I mean, the blue stain, though, it kind of stood out like a sore thumb. This is going to be the tricky one. Ooh, oh, these are probably fencing gloves. Gauntlet, yeah. Ace, what's a nice glove doing like that in a wheelbarrow? Aren't gloves like these used for fencing? I didn't mention something about these gauntlets when he made our uniforms. But wait a minute, this gauntlet is for left-handed. The killer must have had it here after the murder. Let's look at this gauntlet to Theo. He may be able to find something more on it. Interesting. Theo, were you able to analyze anything from left-hand gauntlet? Yes, indeed. Found tiny droplets of Tribulette's blood on the outside of the glove. So he was definitely wearing the gauntlet. Yes, not only that, the killer left skin cells inside the gauntlet, so it ran a partial DNA file. It seems that the killer has some blue eyes. Shoot, I got blue eyes. Probably would love foie gras, even though I've never tried it. I'm probably not that good at fencing, too, so... Ah, Ace, you're here already. Amy and I are just finishing up. Listen, Theo, this is the last time you let 21st century technology out of the time machine without clearance. Got it? Read you loud and clear, Amy. Phew, Ace, that went better than I thought. You got chewed out, huh? Well, it looks like you got off easy. So how about the purple substance from the victim's hat? Well, yes, it was purple for good reason. The blue ink was mixed with the victim's blood. The killer left traces of blue ink when they took off the hat of the jester's head, but they must have had a ton of ink on their clothing as well. So the killer has an ink stain, but that's no match for the stain on their character. Boom. Ace, we have all we need to catch Tribulette's killer and bring them to King Francis. Let's do it. Let's arrest this killer. He's got blue eyes, but he's not blue. Nope, I think we're right. No, wait. It's not his brother. He doesn't have blue eyes. Oh, he does have blue eyes. Yep. Green eyes. It's his brother. We all thought it. Charles Ferriol, you're hereby arrested for the murder of your brother Nicholas Ferriol, also known as Tribulette the Jester. Me murder my twin brother? But this is pure fabrication. Admit, Ferriol, you came to the chamber to confront your brother and put an end to the threat he presented to the family once and for all. No, all I did was write him a letter, I swear. Oh, don't deny it. We know it was you. You used your left-handed rapier. Admit it. You killed him. Yes, I killed him. I ran him through. Tribulette knew how jealous I was of him. He was always the funny one. Everybody loved him. I never wanted to be a bean counter. I wanted to be a jester like my brother. Every joke he made, I knew I could have done it better. But the king could only have one jester. My dream of making the court laugh could never come true. I moved away because I couldn't stand the sight of my brother living the life I dearly wanted for myself. So you killed your twin brother because you were jealous of his job? I wouldn't have killed him, but my brother went too far. He mocked me. He took his dumb little jester staff and started pretending to have a conversation with it about me. Nicholas always knew exactly how to hurt my pride. The jokes were relentless, and I lost my calm. I took his staff and broke it. I ripped off his hat, but that didn't stop him. He kept making jokes. I had had enough. I took my rapier and stabbed him in the stomach, hoping to make it stop. But he kept talking, so I stabbed him in the heart. You know what he did then? He laughed. Finally, I stabbed that idiot in the throat to shut him up forever. Wow. And now you must face your fate, Ferriol. We each shall now remand you to the King Francis. Wow. You have admitted to killing our dear friend and your own twin brother, Tribulette. But you drove me mad, your majesty. That's no excuse. Normally, we would simply have you executed on the spot. Instead, you shall be locked away in prison for life. But your highness, you look too much like Tribulette. Your face offends too greatly. Be gone. As for you, guard Ace, we are most pleased with your discovery of the villain who killed our beloved friend. You may stay at chamber for as long as you wish, and will forever be welcome in France. Okay. Good job on solving the murder before King Francis got too upset. But our other problem remains. We need Leonardo da Vinci to help fix the time machine. For the time being, he's busy with his mural, but you're right. We should check in on him, Ace. And that, my friends, is the end of Chapter 3. 2 more cases after this, and let's go to the additional investigation. So, pitching against 88. Au revoir. Alright folks, Mission 88, we are back. Let's head on to the initial investigation where we just solved the murder. Hello my friends, I'm very pleased to announce that the sketch of my banquet hall mural is complete. Now it's time to begin painting, and I think I shall use the technique that I did for the Last Supper. Oh no, don't do that. The paint started flaking off almost as soon as you were finished. But this new mural is inside the castle. Outdoor weather won't be a factor. Trust me, I know a way to speed up the drying time of the paint and keep this mural pristine for centuries. I believe we'll find what we need in the castle gardens, Ace. Ace, there you are. I need to talk to you right away. So, Ace, looks like you need to go with Theo to the gardens. Or I can join you in Orlando's office in a bit. Do we finally find Penelope, or did Penelope run off? That'd be crazy if Penelope just, like, ran off with Alexander. Orlando, what's up? You seem really upset. I am. Penelope's missing. No one has seen her for hours. This is starting to sound worrying. It's not like Penelope to leave the machine without saying where she's going, and for so long. Well, as you know, I convinced Theo to send Astra out to look for her, but the little bot powered down. I still think that she has to be at the Musketeer barracks. Last time I saw her, she was reading the letter she received from Alexander. Never fear, Orlando. We'll go to the Musketeer barracks right away and look for her. Yeah, we need to talk to that Musketeer. Oh, there's a parasol. Okay. Butterfly. I don't know where the shears are. There they are, they're up there. So we need a certain type of tree sap. I can then use it as a base to synthesize a fixing agent for the paint on Leonardo's mural. Spotted, Ace. There's a sap on the parasol. Let's get a sample. Ah. Interesting. You're right. You're right. Nabet. Penelope. Jack. What's this? I don't know who that is. Theo, Zara. Kai. There's Leonardo. There's Orlando. Marina, and who's the blonde person? Is that me? Am I supposed to be the... Oh, it's Amy, you're right. Amy is Jesus. Gotcha. Okay. I love that. That's amazing. I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that before. That's pretty amazing. You're right. Where's Judas? There's gotta be one. I don't see Penelope anywhere. Well, that's true. We should look absolutely everywhere for clues. If you think digging through that firewood is worthwhile, I trust you. Who's Judas? I don't even know. Blood sap is perfection, Ace. I'll get it back to my lab to create the fixative to preserve Leonardo's painting. Okay. Penelope's ribbon. Oh no, Ace, that looks like Penelope's ribbon. She wore it all the time. We should take this ribbon to Orlando and see what he makes of it. But I've got a bad feeling about this. Brother. Ace, I can't imagine how Penelope lost that ribbon. It's her good luck charm. She always kept it with her, even if she didn't wear it all the time. Did the ribbon tell you anything at all? Well, there was a substance on it. Gina said it was called pierre d'argent. It's used to clean silver. Where could Penelope have come in contact with silver cleaning stuff? You're right, Ace. That maid Gilia. She likes to run off with the king's silverware. The maid probably touched this ribbon, and that means she may have seen Penelope. Let's go speak with Gilia. Ace, you'll be glad to know that the sap you collected from that parasol worked like a charm. Leonardo will now have a faster drying and longer lasting paint. He's able to synthesize the sap to create the fixative and then mix it in with a strong alcohol in order to speed up the drying process. Hey guys, I couldn't help it over here, but did you say that Leonardo's mural will dry faster? Yep. He just needs to apply the fixative after he's done painting. It'll be dry in hours, not days. Oh cool, so that means Leonardo will be able to help come fix the time machine that much more quickly. I really hope he can, because as exciting as it is to wander through time, I'm really starting to miss the creature comforts of 2029. I'm going to totally be behind on all my telenovelas. You'll muddle through, Kai. In the meantime, we've got to get this fixative to Leonardo. Gilia, we believe that you may have seen a friend of ours. She's quite short, has freckles, and... Oh, is she the one with the strange pink hair? Yeah, where did you see her? Right here in the banquet hall. She was gathering provisions with the musketeer who held me in custody. Well, Ace, Penelope was here with Alexander, but where are they now, Gilia? How should I know? I just work here. Well, since Penelope was in the banquet hall, we should have a look around and grab a bite to eat while we're at it. What's up, Leonardo? Leonardo, I have excellent news for you. Here's your fixative. Now your paint will dry faster and be protected longer. Ah, you wish it would have batched so fast, Theo. I think you might be a little bit of a genius yourself. Well, that means everything in the world coming from you, Leonardo. I do really hope that the work will be completed in a short time so I can get back to working on your wondrous time machine. I feel bad about the delay. If my life didn't depend on finishing this mural, I would certainly abandon it. We understand, Leonardo, but we've been stuck in the past for months now. Another couple days won't hurt us. Thank you, Leo. I could kiss you. And please, Ace, have this gift as a thank you for your help. Ooh, a Renaissance. There we go. Perfect. You found a parchment addressed to us. Ace and Penelope signed it. We can't really read the rest. I'll grab your dusting kit. I wonder if she's... Oh my gosh, it says Dear Time something. Time Crew. Oh, brother. She did run away. I thought she did. Oh no, Ace, is a goodbye letter from Penelope. It reads, Dear Time Crew, by the time you read this, I'll be gone with my true love, Alexander. Penelope left with her dashing musketeer. That's insane. How can Penelope do this? She can't settle into a time period so different from her own. We must find her and bring her back. Good point, Ace. Penelope left with Alexander, and he wouldn't leave France except on the king's orders. Better go request an audience with King Francis to ask where they've gone. Oh, Penelope. Oh, dear friends, you request an audience with us, and we are only too happy to see you again. Your Highness, we are concerned for our dear friend Penelope. She has abandoned her duties to follow her heart. We must find her. Would your ever-generous Majesty be kind enough to tell us where they may have gone? Well, you did find the person who killed our jester, and you did bring Leonora back to Chambord. We believe we can trust you. We sent Alexander to the Ottoman Empire to speak with the Sultan who rules that land and is a great friend of France. The Ottoman Empire? But that's weeks of travel from here. Never fear, friends. They can't have gone far, and we will give you gold to help you in your quest to find the fair Penelope. Can you believe it, Ace? Penelope ran off with Alexander the Musketeer to the Ottoman Empire. I've got to get back to the time machine and tell the others right away. My friends, I'm happy to report great progress. Thanks to the fixative you gave me, the mural for the King Francis advanced so quickly that one of my students can finish it. I may now devote all my time, mind, and energy to helping you with your time machine. Wonderful, Leonardo, but we have a new crisis on our hands. One of our colleagues, Penelope, has eloped with a musketeer. Yeah, I can't believe she ran off. Our little mousy Penelope. But now she's well on her way to the Ottoman Empire. We've got to get her back. In that case, I shall come with you. My obligations to King Francis are discharged, and I am now at liberty. That's most generous of you, Leonardo. We're off to the Ottoman Empire, Ace. I hope we can make Penelope listen to reason. Oh, dear. How much do you want to bet that Alexander is going to be like the victim in the next case? Doesn't look like he is. But we'll find out because we got we got 2 more cases left, and this one will be next Thursday. Perfect. Well, thank you guys for watching. I've appreciated having you guys all here. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys haven't gone to Discord, we'll post some comments on the video letting you guys know how to join Discord. It's really fun community for everyone to kind of chat along with us. So with that being said, I am going to go get some sleep before work. I'll see you guys later. It's been Pitching Ace 88. Over and out.